Special effects artists and prop designers play a huge role in creating movie magic. They find creative ways to ensure that props look as realistic as possible. To find out how these props are created, let's take a look at what 9 looked like behind the scenes. Prop glass is extremely fun to break and is completely safe. This fake glass is made out of a corn syrup mixture and is sometimes referred to as candy glass. The glass can be molded into beer bottles or flat panes, and the final product is brittle and breaks easily and safely. However, this fake glass would still be uncomfortable to walk on barefoot, like Bruce Willis had to do in Die Hard. So for scenes like that, glass shards made of rubber are used instead. Because there are strict rules for having real babies on set, fake babies are sometimes used instead in movies and TV shows. The babies are created by pouring silicone into a mold. Silicone is used because it has the same slightly translucent quality as human skin. After drying, the babies are painted with several different types of paint to make their skin look like it's flush with blood. Then each hair on the baby's head is added one at a time. It takes about 3 weeks to complete just one fake baby. Regular food could melt or go bad under the hot lights of a movie set over time. So movie producers will often have a prop designer create fake foods for movies instead. And they get creative with materials, like using caulking for cake frosting or corkboard for ground beef. To make most food items, they first create a mold based on the real food and fill it with rubber or foam. After the prop has dried, it's sanded down and painted with details to look more realistic. On certain occasions, real food is simply covered in resin to help preserve it. Fake vomit comes in all different shapes, sizes, and textures. It can be realistic or exaggerated, depending on the genre. Creating fake vomit starts by mixing together different types of foods. For a more traditional vomit, they combine top ramen and tomato paste. Actors will put some of this mixture into their mouths before the beginning of the shot, before spitting it out on cue. But to create a more dramatic vomit scene, the fake vomit is shot out of a tube. The thicker part of this food mixture is loaded into one end. The watery part is pumped into the tube as well, pushing out the solids and creating a vomit explosion. To create more exaggerated vomiting, small holes can be added to the end of the tubing to produce a larger spray. Sometimes these tubes are removed in post-production, while other times it's all about picking the right camera angle. The blood sugar levels of this fake blood is through the roof, since fake blood is almost entirely composed of corn syrup. The only other ingredients are an opacifier to make the blood cloudier and food coloring. A little bit of blue food coloring is added to the red to darken it and add complexity to the mixture. The fake blood can then be shot out of a cannon if you need to simulate a headshot, or sprayed if the fake wound is the result of a slash. Rubber blood can also be used when filming needs to be stain-free. The easiest way to create a fake burn wound is with a simple temporary tattoo. They stay on all day and they're easy to apply, but they're not the most realistic. So for more complicated burn wounds, makeup artists will typically use Glotzen bald cap plastic. This plastic can either be painted or burned to give it a singed appearance. The bald cap plastic is then applied to the skin with an adhesive and the edges are painted to blend in. For larger burn areas, sheets of silicone can be used. The silicone is molded, painted, and then applied directly onto the actor. Fake body parts are a necessary prop for many TV shows and movies, especially those that involve gore. These fake bodies are typically created by filling molds with polyfoam. Sometimes an actor will have to go through a life casting, which creates a perfect mold of their facial features. The polyfoam body parts are then layered with paint. The expert painters can replicate all manner of injuries, from shotgun wounds to frostbite. Whether you need a snowstorm, a huge gust of wind, or a rain shower, practical effects artists have you covered. Because you can't always count on the weather, movies and TV shows often need to come up with other ways to create fake weather for a scene. Giant fans are used for wind, and piping rigs can produce realistic raindrops. To emulate light snow, small pieces of paper mache or plastic are blown through this machine. Sometimes a special soap-based foam is used instead, which doesn't stain or make the ground slippery. The hairs on fake beards and wigs are often threaded by hand, one at a time. This means that making a fake beard can sometimes take up to 6 days. To create these pieces, hairs are either punched into a prosthesis one at a time, or are individually woven into a lace foundation. However, if time is of the essence, fake hair can also be applied directly to an actor's face with glue. Not only do hair artists need to consider how they're going to apply hair to an actor, but also what kind of hair they're going to use. Rough yak hair is good for beards, and finer Angora hair is used for eyebrows. What are some of your favorite movie props and practical effects? Let us know in the comments.